Hey, it's Gavin here. Here's what I gotta ask. When you see this whole Trump assassination thing, when you look at all these photos and he's pumping his fist and everything's all posed, and it's like you're watching like a movie scene, which is funny because Trump has been in movies, and you're watching this and everything, it's almost like it's like it's staged when I'm looking at this. Now, I get it as somebody who's also been in politics and public speaking. I'm like, look, if somebody beats me up, I'm going to be posed. If somebody tries to take me out, I'm going to stay posed as much as possible. Even if I'm dying, I'm going to stay posed. I've said that to myself. Does that mean I would? No. So can somebody under fire stay posed? Yes. But when you look at all this, do you really think, but let's just stop there for a second. Aside from the fact that it's all too perfect, like I said last week, do you really think this kid, suddenly my diehard Trump friends, who I've said for years, look, none of the politicians are going to save us. And they're like, oh, God, save the king. He's so amazing. It's divine providence. Like he's the hero that's going to save us all. Even mainstream, they're just parroting mainstream news. Even mainstream news is on board.
A full 62 minutes before the first shot.
But there's questions.
At 5:30, Crooks was spotted with a rangefinder, which can be used to determine distances for target practice. Sources telling ABC.
Hold on. This 20-something-year-old just out of high school, you got the most elite security force in existence for the highest level people. And so now even mainstream news is saying, basically kind of taking on this narrative of, oh, the Secret Service, was incompetent. There is no way the Secret Service was this incompetent, guys. Remember the video I did a year ago? He was spotted with a rangefinder on top of the roof. Guys, you can't even go to the mall holding a strange-looking object without a mall cop breathing down your neck and demanding to control you. Do you honestly think that, 500 feet away, on a building directly adjacent to snipers and Secret Service, that a 20-year-old kid is climbing up there with a sniper rifle, doing his range fire? Come on. And this isn't conspiracy, guys. This is now mainstream. He was a person of interest. 60 minutes.
Crooks is first identified as a person of interest. A full 62 minutes before the first shot.
An hour before Trump even took the stage, they saw this guy, right? He was on the roof 20 minutes before this shooting even occurred, and they were sitting directly across from him. Now, I'm just saying, I don't know who knew what, right? But let's go back a year. Remember the video? I did this video a year ago. Remember this? Because I was saying, look, no matter where you stand, whether you're for or against the protester, the Secret Service are just a-holes. It's obvious this guy was not trying to do harm. Look how the Secret Service responded to a guy just running out on the road with a sign where he's not supposed to be. Okay? Secret Service responded that fast to a guy with a protester sign, who was obviously not a threat. But Secret Service couldn't see this guy across the building? Of course they could. We all know they could, right? And so there's people saying, well, Gavin, obviously it was real because bystanders died. Yes, we know. And you know what? I will look at their faces too, of the people that had to deal with this. That guy that was helping someone that was shot, that's not a paid actor. That's real. You can feel it. Tell me you can't. And so you tell me when you watch all this. Now, I'm not saying I know, right? But you could say the Secret Service was incompetent. You could say the Secret Service was in on it. Well, that's obvious. This was not incompetence, and it's ridiculous to say that this was incompetence because there was literally people on the ground screaming, hey, there's a guy on the roof, right? They knew exactly where this guy was the whole time. Who did this, maybe this 20-year-old was a recruit. I don't know. I'm just saying, who knew? Or was it just all a setup? because it makes Trump look good. And they knew that Biden was losing, so this way they can save face, right? Trump won because of his poise. We have to get behind him because of how he handled this. It shows that he has leadership characters. Do you realize how easy these narratives, and people say, oh no, real people died, real people died. Do you realize how little they care? That you or I or your family or your cousin or your friend are casualties in their quest for power and controlling us? Do you not realize that every year it gets worse? That whether we look left or right, that each year they control us more, they take more of our liberties, they trample more our Constitution, they spread more hate, division, and propaganda. So we're all fighting with each other instead of looking up at them and saying, wow, those guys are the ones screwing us over. That's what we need to be thinking about. Why? Why? Who has to gain here? And you know what? People say, well, they were trying to assassinate him. The Secret Service was in on it. That doesn't even make any sense, guys. Because if they really wanted to assassinate the ex-president, why would they not send a real sniper in? Not a kid crawling around on the roof and poking around with a rangefinder that they knew was there an hour before. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it would make it look organic. I don't think so. What do you think? There's nothing organic about this. Everything about this, as people on the right are like, oh yeah, our man, he's good. I'm just thinking, wait a minute. If this same scenario happened to Biden, the right would all be screaming bloody murder that this was a staged or it was a setup or something. I'm not saying I know what it is. I'm just saying, at least I know we're being scammed. Do you?